It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hello, we made it to another weekend. Yay! It is Friday, hence the word Fry-yay. Yay, it's Friday. Even though I'm going to say, let's make every day a yay day. Let's make Monday a yay day. We're going to work on that Monday. My name is Geno Jones. You figured it out, right? G, right behind you, we see your name, sir, young man. The Geno Jones Show. Yes, it is showtime. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. if you're in Chicago, maybe you're in Houston or New Orleans, or Memphis, or St. Louis, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles, or maybe up in Seattle, Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, where Steph Curry, NBA superstar from the Warriors, lost his mind last night, like 45 points. So my Lakers play tonight. All right, we got to get it together. Russell Westbrook. Russ, relax. Y'all need to run Russ with the second unit. I digress. So much for my sports commentary. It's my weekend review. That's how we do this thing. Oh, by the way, if you'd like to be a sponsor of the Geno Jones Show, I'd love to have you as a sponsor. If you'd like to advertise, I'd be honored to have you as one of my advertisers. All right? You want to support a black business and an entrepreneur, a black entrepreneur? Yes. In this era of racial reckoning, holla at your boy. All right. And if you're looking for the ultimate pitch man or brand ambassador, that's the new term, like Beyonce and Jay-Z are brand ambassadors for Tiffany's. Yo, Tiffany's. You got the ultimate brand ambassador right here because I am the king of pitchmen. Leave me a message. That's how you spell my name without the Geno Jones Show at Gmail. I'll give you that information again at the end of the show. Speaking of the show, let's get right into the show. Let me start off by paying some respect. Rest in peace. It was a tough week early on, midweek. Rest in peace, power in paradise to General Colin Powell. A great man, a great American, a great leader. For some, complicated legacy. Because of what happened in the what happened when he went to the United Nations in 2003 and basically took one for the team and was given lies courtesy of Dick Cheney, who was the vice president at the time. Dick Cheney's office, the vice president's office, got that information from the CIA, went over it, and did whatever the hell they did, remixed it, put in the lies. And Colin Powell took one for the team because Colin Powell was the only person in that Bush administration. I'm talking about W. Bush, the son, actually the grandson. Yeah, he was the son because the daddy was H.W. and son was W. So Colin Powell was the only person, General Powell was the only person in that administration. Not George W. Bush, not Dick Cheney, not Condoleezza Rice, not nobody else had the credibility on the world stage to say, hey, this is why we are going over to Iraq. And then Colin Powell talked about how he lived to regret that decision. And he was basically, like I said, he took one for the team. He was duped. Basically, they lied to him. They gave him lies and then lied to him. So, but some people blame, they hold that against General Powell. Anyone and everyone that I've known that's known General Powell, that's worked with him, they speak. He's a man of character, high character and integrity, and someone who actually very easily could have been our first black president in the mid-'90s. There was a poll taken. Bill Clinton was in the last year of his first term, because Bill Clinton served 2 terms. So like that last year or third year of Bill Clinton's presidency, they took a poll, and Colin Powell beat Bill Clinton in like a hypothetical race. You know how they take the presidential Gallup polls, almost by 20 points. It was like 54% to 30-something percent. So General Colin Powell could have very easily been our first black president. Almost did. He did eventually decided he didn't want to run. His wife really did not want him to run. She feared for his life. She feared that he would be assassinated, like President John Kennedy or President Abraham Lincoln. So he didn't run. But rest in peace, power in paradise to General Colin Powell. He died from COVID-19 complications, and he suffered from a condition called multiple myeloma. It is a blood cancer that affects the white blood cells that release antibodies. Now, the antibodies that the white blood cells release are the antibodies that your body generates to fight COVID-19. And he was 84 years old. And he suffered from Parkinson's disease. So he was at the very highest risk. He was in the highest risk category to coming down with COVID even after being vaccinated, which he was. He and his wife, well, let's put it this way. They were fully vaccinated, but they had not got the booster. As a matter of fact, General Powell, according to all my sources, had said that he was going to get his booster when he and his wife both got sick. His wife did recover. So my prayers go out to Mrs. Powell, and he has at least 3 children, 3 or 4. So my prayers go out to his wife and his family. A great man, a great American, a great general, and just a great human being. Also, if you are a fan of old school R&B, there's a legendary R&B group called The Barge. The Barge family. As a matter of fact, one of the members of Switch. Now, Switch was a group from Michigan, where Keela Carson is from, and the Barge family members that made up the group Switch eventually formed their own group called The Barge. One of the members of that group, Switch, was Tommy the Barge. He passed this week. He was 64 years old. He had kidney and liver disease, so rest in peace, power in paradise to his family. I saw there was a statement released by the sister Bunny the Barge. And of course, you got Elder Barge is going to be performing here in my area, about an hour and a half just north of me tomorrow night. It's going to be a big show. Elder Barge is also on the show with Keith Sweat and Bobby Brown and Brian McKnight and Drew Hill and Tevin Campbell. Hope to be in the building. So rest in peace, power in paradise to Tommy the Barge. Let's celebrate some birthdays. Scorpio, it is your time to shine. Okay, so this week, my man Snoop D-O-double-G, Calvin Brodus, a.k.a. Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dizzle, Snoop Doggy Dogg. Snoop Dogg turned the big 5-0, had a big birthday party. Now, yo, Snoop, I ain't mad at you. I know that you sent me, I know you sent out that email. I know you emailed that invitation, the big birthday bash you had. Let's see, Mike Epps was there and T.I. was there. You know, you had all your celebrity folks hanging out with my dude. And I know my invitation got lost somehow. It might have wound up in my spam. I hadn't checked my spam box, so I'm not mad at you. Snoop had the big birthday bash. He had on a tux and Snoop is my man. I know Bishop Don Magic Juan had to be in the building and had to influence Snoop. Snoop had on the black tux. Then he had on the top hat that was pimped out. He had a fur top hat. He was doing his thing, and his family gave him like this restored Chevy Impala, a vintage Chevy Impala from the 1950s, a copper Chevy Impala, doing this thing. I'm not mad at Snoop. So happy birthday, Snoop D-O-double-G. No, he was at that Lakers game Wednesday night, celebrating his birthday and did his thing. Also celebrating birthdays today and this weekend. We got a lot of stuff. I need to shout these folks out. My man Shaggy, reggae singer Shaggy, turned 53 today. Boxer Deontay Wilder. Deontay, dude, just stop. With Tyson Fury, just stop, bro. I believe in you. I believed in you, but you and that dude, listen, you and that white dude and he got in the ring with them rolls. As a matter of fact, he came in, he didn't have rolls. So Tyson Fury if you saw this last fight, Deontay Wilder, he knocked him out again, knocked the brother out again. Tyson Fury, the dude got in the ring, it looked like he must have trained at Chick-fil-A. Because, you know, sometimes you see the fat rolls on the side. This brother didn't have rolls. He had layers. His side looked like a wedding cake. He had so many layers. Dude had layers of fat. But it didn't affect him fist. So anyway, Tyson Fury is celebrating a birthday today. I should say Deontay Wilder. Tyson's probably, celebrating. I knocked this dude out. Deontay Wilder is 36 today. Now, tomorrow, R&B singer Diane Reeves, such a talented sister. She's going to be 65 tomorrow. Martin Luther King III, one of the sons of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He is going to turn 64 on tomorrow. Sunday. It's a big birthday day. Scorpios, stand up. Stand up, Scorpios. Monica, R&B superstar, my girl, Miss Monica, repping the ATL. Monica repping College Park, as they say, College Park was like a suburb of Atlanta, but they call it College, like College Park. So Monica was going to be 41. Black really don't crack. She's a beautiful sister. And Drizzy Drake, actually, his name is Aubrey. So Aubrey, AKA Drake, is going to be 35, repping Toronto, Canada. One more thing before I bring Keela on. Listen. As a matter of fact, it was the main theme of my show last night. Go back and watch it. Listen, I know a lot of black folks is like, man, Joe Biden ain't done nothing for us, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, man, don't be giving in to the Republicans and blah, blah, blah. If we can't get everything, then we don't want nothing. Y'all need to stop with that. Because you're mad at the wrong person. Do not be mad at President Joe Biden. All right? Now, who you need to be mad about, or who you need to be mad at, is that dude in West Virginia, Senator Joe Manchin, and that kooky looking woman out in Arizona, Senator Kristen Sinema. And you need to be mad at these governors in Texas that's making abortion illegal while it is still constitutionally legal in America. This changing these laws. They don't want people to get vaccinated. They don't want people to wear masks. They want to so they don't want the government to tell people they got to get a vaccine or that they need to wear a mask, but they want the government to tell women what they can do with their body. What kind of hypocritical bullish is that? And in Florida, with that crazy ass Governor Death Wish in Florida, this basically emboldening these white supremacists and racists, fanning the flames of racism and bigotry and hatred, misogyny, sexism, and patriarchy. So y'all mad at the wrong person. Don't be mad at President Biden. Be mad at Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. And what you need to do is to make sure you elect more people that look like us, or more people that want the best for everybody. So if you got somebody in your state that's running to protect democracy, here in South Carolina, we got a black woman, a brilliant black woman, a sister named Crystal Matthews. She is running to be our next senator, one of our senators here in South Carolina, running against Senator Tim Scott, who I hear is going to run for president, or if the MAGA king, Orange Hitler, runs again, he'll be the MAGA king's vice president. Be careful. Tim Scott. How did that work out for Mike Pence? It almost got his ass hung, and he was a white dude. So what do you think they'll do to your ass? And you are a black man. They were gonna hang, the MAGA crowd was gonna hang a white man. Just be careful with that. So don't be mad at President Biden. Be mad around these folks who claim to be Democrats, all right? And get some more folks to support president, because Mitch McConnell was clear. He was honest. He said the quiet part out loud. He said, look, we are not, basically the same thing he said about Barack Obama, President Obama. I want to make President Barack Obama a one-term president. And with Biden, McConnell's like, listen, my old crusty ass, he married into money, by the way, wife from China, family got money, old money. McConnell married into money. He's like, look, I'm not helping Biden get anything done. Listen, the sabotage, the fix is in. And apparently Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema are in on the fix. So we need to get more people elected to the Senate, so President Biden don't have to worry about mansion. Bye-bye. Do what you want to do. Go on over there with the MAGA crowd and take kooky glasses with you. Take her ass with you too. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Yes, sir, it is that time. There she is on camera. Specs Howard in the building. She'll tell you what Specs Howard is every Friday. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is the highlight of many people's week, including my mother, her number one fan. Ladies and gentlemen, a star of radio, TV, educator, professor, businesswoman, entrepreneur, and just down for the culture. None other than the one and only Keela Carson.
Hey, G. What's happening?
Rocking
Hi,
that
Mom.
lady in red. You rocking that
Yes.
red, girl.
And I am wearing my Specs sweater today for all my media students and all my broadcasting students and majors. So this is for you.
So for those who don't know, tell everybody what Specs
Oh,
Howard is.
what Specs Howard is? Specs Howard has been alive or instituted as long as I've been alive, since 1970, and I was born in 1969. And it is a media and broadcasting institution. But over the years, graphics have been added to the curriculum and the program, and also digital media arts. So, I mean, if you want to know anything television, radio, digital media, like online presence and doing media online on the internet, then Specs Howard is the place to go. And I'm there.
All right. Now I'm gonna be like DJ Cassidy. You heard the monologues, and now I'm gonna pass the mic down to Keela Carson. What you got for us, Ski?
Well, first of all, let's walk this back to Colin. Colin Powell. Okay, and you know how I'm going to tie that in to my current situation. But I cannot tell you how devastated I was when I saw that news. Most people who know me would put me in the category of liberal, Democrat, right? But the truth of the matter is I sit more in the middle.
She's right. Well, in some areas, but you
Right,
definitely about the
right.
culture, yes. So
And I'll clarify, Geno, for social issues, I'm probably a stark raving mad liberal. I'm just call me liberal. Financial issues, business issues, I'm more moderate. Okay. So when people like John McCain, people like Colin Powell, and there are others, when they pop up or they kind of come into my, stream of consciousness where they're on the radar, I go, who is that conservative? And Colin Powell did that for me, as well. I mean, he was first a general, as you mentioned. He was with the military first, and that's how I first became aware of him. I didn't become more aware of his politics because in the military, you kind of not supposed to talk
apolitical.
about
Yeah, it's supposed to be
right.
apolitical.
You're just supposed to be there to protect the country, no matter what.
Now, Keith, let me
And,
just do this.
go ahead.
The reason I jumped in all fairness, I think we need to pay, as they say, as my man Birdman said when he did a radio interview in New York City. We need to put some respect, more respect on General Powell.
Yeah.
He was the first black man,
Oh,
African
yes.
American person, to be the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Chief of staff.
That means he
Yeah.
is the head of all the people
Yeah.
in all the branches of the military.
Yes.
Army,
Yes.
Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, you name it. He was everybody. He was at the head of the flow chart. He was the man.
Yeah.
In terms
I mean,
of
it was Colin Powell, then everybody.
right. And he was the
Period.
first. He was the first African American Secretary of
Secretary of
State.
State. Yeah, that's right. And so, when people talk about political lines and whatnot, I mean, I had some problems with some things that Colin once his politics started to come into play, I had some issues, but see, he's the kind of Republican that I want in this country. I don't think we all have to be alike. I don't think we all have to have the same views, the same political views, the same ideologies. I like a little healthy debate because it makes you think and it makes you consider maybe this is this way is too liberal for right now. Maybe this way is too conservative. We can come to the table and talk. And Colin Powell was that kind of person,
Yes.
and so was John McCain. And so I say to the Powell family, I am a liberal or a Democrat that loved your husband, your father, your uncle, all the people in the islands where he's from, you know, because he was not born on these lands. He was an island boy. And I just say to you, I'm sorry for your loss. I cannot imagine the sacrifice that they made for him to have that position. And like his wife said, when it was time for him to run for president, the buck stops here, buddy. I do not want to look up and you be assassinated.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
I mean, because that was the bottom line. She did not want to look up and her husband, you know, be another Kennedy, be a Martin Luther King Jr., a Malcolm X, you know,
Lincoln,
a leader.
President Lincoln, you're right there.
Right. You know, a leader shot in the line of duty, basically. And so I'm going to miss him. I thought what he did after no weapons of mass destruction was heroic. I mean, he said, you know, the jig is up. I can't necessarily talk about it and about what happened per se, but I can dip up out of here and not support this lie no more.
And Key, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's go back and forth about that because it's interesting because you know when after he left the administration,
Mm-hmm.
he was more and more because he was freer to talk.
Right.
Because people have to understand that he grew up he always wanted to be in the military. He was in the ROTC in high school. You know, grew up in New York. His parents were immigrants from Jamaica.
Right.
So, and being a military man at the highest level, he took when it comes to the chain of command and the civilian
And the
control of the
code
military.
of silence.
Yes, right, and he respected the office of presidency, and he respected that even if you disagreed with an order, as long as it wasn't an illegal order, your
That's right.
job was to execute the mission that your commander in chief gave you. And
Right.
he was very honest. He said he had suspicions, but he trusted that the vice president's office and the CIA wouldn't give him information that was filled with lies and then allow him to get in front of the world at the United Nations in 2003 and tell these lies. And he was not very happy about it. And I got to
Nope.
add this one point. And I'm sure
Yeah, he
you know
left
about-
office with an attitude.
Yeah, and because you mentioned John McCain. So here's something very interesting. I'm sure you know this. So when Colin Powell endorsed Barack Obama 2 weeks before the election back in 2008, because there was a lot of suspense. So you got to understand the history. Colin Powell obviously knew John McCain very well, both
Yes.
Republicans, both highly decorated in the military. But Colin Powell said, there were several things that did it for him about Barack. But the one thing that was a big red flag about John McCain, Key, and outside of the fact that for a long time, you know, he wasn't trying to have Dr. King's birthday be a holiday. But the thing that really made Colin Powell look sideways about John McCain was his selection of a running mate for vice president. See, because people don't know something. Because, you know, I don't hear this said in the media or anywhere. people got to understand that Orange Hitler, Trump wasn't the first Trump. The first taste on a large scale of Trumpism was Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin was Trump with lipstick and a pantsuit.
Yeah.
And Colin Powell said, he predicted it. He was like, Sarah Palin, that's going to be a problem. She is unleashing this hate and bigotry and anti-Semitism and racism and homophobia and just, anti-religious bigotry, because the whole thing about, Barack Obama, he was on Meet the Press, and I forgot who asked him the question. I think even Tom Brokaw, they didn't even have my man Tim Russell. They said to get Brokaw in there, and he was like, first of all, Barack Obama is a Christian. He's been a Christian all his life. He's not a Muslim. But the right question should be, but what if he was a Muslim? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a little 7-year-old Muslim kid in America wanting to grow up to be the president of the United States?
Right. See, okay, but now I got to go. Now you done dug a hole for me to.
No. I wasn't trying to dig a hole, but I just thought that was interesting because I hadn't heard that.
But let me say this. And for those who have not read the book, since we're talking politics right now, Game Change, you need to read that. You get a little insight, a little more. And there's also a movie, by the way.
Yes, and that's an excellent movie, by the way.
Right. And you'll get more insight on the Sarah Palin McCain phenomenon. The mistake of McCain, where Sarah Palin was involved, is that he wasn't involved. And that's the problem. He listened to advisors. They did a lackadaisical job vetting her, which means investigating who she was, what her associations were, not her politics in general. They knew she was a Republican from Alaska, the governor.
She was a governor, right.
But
nobody ever heard of her until
right, but it's those other, 6 o'clock meetings on Friday that people go to that you need to be concerned about as well. And so they did not vet her properly. Powell is right that McCain should have, been the captain of his own ship and said, do the research before we pick somebody. It was smart to get a woman. It was. When she came out the gate, I even was like, the night of the Republican convention when John McCain announced her, I was even like, ooh, what's going to happen? Ooh, this is not good. She's kind of good.
Really? Oh, man, I don't know
so
what.
That night I said, really? She's going to be a problem. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it was, Key. I saw right
her
through
speech, her. But it's not about you seeing through her. You're a Democrat. What you got to be worried about is the Republicans that buy into her.
Yeah. And the independents and all that.
Right.
But she really appealed to that far right wing that now the MAGA crowd, she appealed to the MAGA crowd before they got the MAGA crowd.
It was Sarah that helped the Tea Party. I don't know what. I didn't even know what. I mean, I had heard of the Tea Party, but I was like, really? It was her that, just brought them up out of nowhere.
Right. It was like Sarah Palin, and then the Tea Party had a baby, and then you got the MAGA crowd.
Exactly.
And the MAGA king came down the escalator.
So Powell was right that McCain should have been a bit more selective and a bit more hands-on in that case. I think if McCain had his crap together and wasn't so afraid, because remember, McCain had wanted this for a long time.
Right.
And, sometimes you don't make the right decisions. And that was.
And let's throw this in the pot too, Key, that a lot of those far right-wing Republicans didn't think that John McCain was really, really a Republican, because I remember.
Well, right, because he's like Keela. He's more he is the Republican version of me.
Right. And let's say this, because I'm here in South Carolina, And I remember there was an earlier presidential primary, and here in South Carolina, there were folks who were running against John McCain that kind of put out this rumor. It was like, well, you know, John McCain got a black daughter. Now she's a woman of color, I believe, from I want to say the Philippines, or somewhere in
They
Southeast
have,
Asia.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you know, that was the whole to get, you know, the Republicans in South Carolina. Well, you know, you can't trust John McCain because he got a black daughter, and he was pretty pissed off about that.
Well, I mean, did they not know about the Bush, Jeb Bush's Hispanic family?
Well,
I mean,
that was the Bush camp that kind of was behind that, so that was a whole
I
lot.
know, but I'm just saying,
Right.
do your homework, people.
Politics, you know, they say it's a dirty game. But
Yeah, do your homework.
there were people who felt that John McCain wasn't really conservative, i.e., you know, the folks that were saying that on the far right wing, you can really substitute conservative for racist. Now I'm just going to give it
Well,
to you.
I'm not going to get
In that corner.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that today, because that's a rabbit hole I do not want to go down on this Friday, because I want to say Colin Powell was your Colin Powell's, your McCain's. Those are Republicans that I recognize. I don't recognize this stuff that's going on now. This stuff that's going on now, you can't even get to the table. There is no, and when I have on my red today and I look at specs and this color, you talked about the blood cancer. I had a blood cancer too. There's lymphoma, which was my cancer when I was in my 30s. There is leukemia, and there's multiple myeloma. Multiple myeloma is the rarest of the blood cancers. And Colin Powell, like he did all of his career from high school, ROTC, to the day he died. He died for his country because people won't get the shot.
Yeah.
His immune system was basically at zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Your white blood cells, when I was being treated, that is king. They're constantly looking at the levels. When you have multiple myeloma, you are at the possibility of having just about zero, and that's how he passed away, with just about no white blood cells.
Yeah, we had one of my medical experts, Dr. Bell, came on the day it was announced that Colin Powell passed away. I believe that was actually Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, and he did a great job explaining that. Because
Right.
because the internet went crazy. See, I told you the vaccine don't work. The Colin Powell when he
No. He didn't have an immune system,
and he was
So-
84, and
and he had Parkinson's,
which we
But-
didn't know. I didn't know until Monday. He found out that he had
listen.
Parkinson's.
But listen, Geno, why does he did not have an immune system? So, in the great words of, is it Billy Preston? Nothing from nothing leaves
Yes.
nothing. You
Yes.
got to have something. I mean, he had nothing.
And I want to thank you for just being so courageous and being honest. I mean, we've known each other for years, and I did not know that you had one of the blood cancers.
I know most people don't, because I don't talk about. I don't even talk about the stroke I had a couple of years ago. Till you bring it up. No, but I'm starting to try to be better at sharing my story. But yeah, I had lymphoma in my 30s, and actually, that is a common age range to have lymphoma.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I just had a sorority sister who passed away from leukemia, and she was in her 30s.
Wow. Yeah.
So Colin Powell had no immune system, and so here it is. We live in a country with a man who fought all his life to protect us, and dang on it, we couldn't even protect him.
Thank you, Key.
We couldn't take the shot to protect him.
Key.
I'm angry.
Last Friday, I think this was toward the end of the show. I remember it. I wish I would have went back and got that piece of video and played it. But it was in a way, it was prophetic, because you were very passionate and you were saying, I don't get the shot for me. I get it
That's
to
right.
protect your mother, Geno, and I get it to protect my daughter and my family and my friends. That's why. And I'll be damned
If here we
here's an
are,
example.
7 days later, here we are. We just said that. We don't know anything more about what's in COVID than the man in the moon. But we take it, and we may be guinea pigs, but we're taking it because what other choice do we have? We have to protect our elderly, which we didn't do a good job of this week.
And the thing is, Key, the vaccine that we're taking now has been researched more. There's more data about the vaccines for COVID-19 than all these other vaccines that we have been taking for years. More than that MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella, more than all the flu vaccines that we get every year, more than all the vaccines from, you got what's the condition, the shot that you get to fight, it's like a sexual STD.
Oh, STD. Yeah.
Yeah, but not, what's it, HPV,
Oh, you mean
the HPV virus.
oh HPV? Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
vaccine. I'm just
For cancer, for yeah.
all these vaccines. I mean, there's more data. This is not my opinion. This is two of my medical experts. Go back and look at the episodes. Dr. Damon Arnold, one of the top public health and infectious disease experts, and a black doctor. And I was very intentional of getting experts who were black doctors that looked like us,
Right.
because I understand that. Listen, when it comes to the United States, when it comes to the medical community, I understand the story about Henrietta Lacks and how they took that
Right.
woman's cells and created and helped study and come up with different treatments and cures for a lot of different diseases. And that woman's family, that woman and her family never even knew about it.
Nope.
As a matter of fact,
And still in court
yes, because
to this day.
companies have made billions of
Billions.
dollars off of this woman's cells, and she didn't even know about it while she was
Yeah.
dying. So we
And a lot of people are alive because of
yes,
Henrietta.
a lot. So black folks, we get it. I get it, and that's why, Key, I was intentional to get black doctors who I know were highly qualified, had the receipts and the resumes and the expertise, and actually, like Dr. Arnold, worked in the field involving the research with the mRNA vaccine. Like this whole mRNA vaccine technology has been around for over 2 decades.
Right.
The Moderna vaccine was developed by a black woman. We
Right.
said that over and over. So it's just, all
Yeah,
the
it's sad that he would dedicate his life
yes,
to this country,
protecting us, and we couldn't
protecting
protect
us, and we couldn't even take the doggone shot to protect him in his last years. I mean, I'm not saying that Colin Powell would have lived beyond today, tomorrow, next month, but one more day. Why did it have to be COVID?
Yes.
Why did it have to be COVID? And I also want to acknowledge, this has been a tough week for me.
And let's throw in, Key, one
we-
last point on General Powell. So he survived and was living with multiple myeloma, which
Right.
I forgot or didn't know he was a prostate cancer survivor on top
Yes,
of it.
yes, years ago.
So he
Yep.
survived all this, living with
Yep.
Parkinson's disease, but damn COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just it's a rough week for me. I was a super fan of Switch.
right there in
and
Michigan.
Switch
Yes.
was-
Oh man.
Okay, come on now. Switch Switch was started by Tommy and Greg, the two of the members. And then Bobby, once they established, before they started really making hits,
Right.
Bobby was brought in, Jody, Eddie Fluellen, Ingram, James Ingram's brother was in that group as well. Grand Rapids, Michigan, shout out to everybody. And he was ill.
Yeah.
No telling.
It's a
Was there
kidney.
COVID there? I
No, they
mean, we
say
don't know.
they say
I mean, we know he had
yeah, they
issues.
said he had kidney and liver disease. He'd been suffering with it
Exactly.
for a while. Yeah.
So, I think about Tommy DeBarge fighting for his life, Colin, and then we had a local comedian. A lot of you won't know downtown Tony Brown from
Oh,
Detroit, but what you do know
I
is his
heard about
work.
that. Man, yeah. Mm.
What you do know is his work. He was a writer for Tim Allen, Home Improvement, who was also from Michigan. He was a writer for several other. I can't think of everybody now, but Tim Allen just comes to mind because he is from
From it,
Michigan.
right.
But there were lots of others of comedians that you do know. Oh, Dave Chappelle. He wrote for Dave Chappelle, and everybody else that you could think of. Um, so I'm missing that, a piece of home gone, and then, Colin and Tommy, in Tommy's case, another piece of home. And then I had to get my third COVID shot this week, so it knocked me on my feet. And I took the L for the team. I sat in the bed for 2 days, crunched over. I thought Muhammad Ali was on one side and George Foreman was on the other. Just bam, 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 bam.
But
But I took it.
and I'm so glad you did, Key, because
I took it.
we talk about Colin Powell, and then I'll let you go ahead and go down your rundown.
No,
But
go ahead.
he wanted to. He and his wife, they had planned to actually get the COVID-19 vaccine, the booster.
Yeah,
Like,
they were. Yeah, they
but
were planning.
that week, that Monday. So basically, he was sick for a week, and only a week. That's how. And you make a. Your point is just amplified and verified about him not having any immune system, because he came down, he got sick like the Monday before he passed. And he had just said they were planning to get the vaccine, but just as he was planning to do that, he got ill. They both
Yep.
went to the hospital, and the rest is history. So
Yeah, I was trying to think of Steve Harvey. That's who downtown Tony Brown wrote.
yeah, very
Steve
funny
Harvey.
brother. He was one of the Def Comedy Jam original comedians on
Yep.
Def Comedy Jam. I remember, funny brother.
Yep.
So you can
Yeah.
Google
And
it.
so, but listen, I got something for everybody. I'm trying to get my costume ready for Halloween.
Uh-oh.
I tell you what I'm coming as. I'm coming as Nurse Ratchet, and I'm gonna have real vaccines in my like Freddy Krueger hand, needles on my. I'm gonna be just jabbing people.
Nurse Ratchet. Oh, wait a minute. So what's the gear? You got to give us the visual, Key. So what is Nurse
Well,
Ratchet?
I'm having hands like this. It's gonna be needles like Freddy on the end. I'm having my nurse outfit on. And if you're not vaccinated, I'm gonna be stabbing people.
So wait a minute. So now, are you going to do like your more moderate or conservative nurse outfit? Or are you going to go? Are you going to
No,
go?
I'm gonna have on a cute one
So
with everything out,
so
so I'll attract you.
I was just going to ask. So you going
Yeah.
full Meg the Stallion?
Yeah, I'm a
going
Meg the Stallion,
hot girl summer, hot nurse.
hot girl summer booty, everything. I might even have me an extra booty on, and so I'm gonna draw you in, so you get close, and when you come in close, take a look at my rumpa dump. I'm gonna stab you in the arm with the vaccine. That's what I'm
Hey,
planning it all out.
Listen, I'm sorry, I'm biased, but damn it, you get the prize. The winner, right there. I don't need to see no more costumes. There's your winner right there, ladies and gentlemen. I love it, Key. That was your idea. You came up with that one. Or did you talk?
Yes.
I love that. That's
After this week of COVID, that shot.
see, I was
Boy, I was in the bed.
Oh yeah,
I
see.
thought-
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, in my head, I'm singing the upper room. I said, "Ooh, okay,
Ooh.
Lord Jesus,
Oh, God.
what's going on?"
I love it.
I mean, it just drained,
Yeah.
and I'm still recovering,
Yeah.
but I'm doing it for other people.
Right.
And it don't matter. We all gonna get on board because Nurse Ratched is coming
Right. Right.
next Sunday, and I'm gonna see if Moderna and Pfizer will supply me.
They look. Hey, listen. If they're looking for a brand ambassador, there's your brand ambassador right there. Pfizer and Moderna, J&J. There you go. Keela Carson, your brand ambassador. We need to see it. We need to see that. There should be a marketing campaign that we should see on every platform, TV. As a matter of fact, I want to see that commercial at halftime during the Super Bowl, right before Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Ice Cube, Mary J. Blige perform at halftime at the Super Bowl this year.
Baby, let me tell you, I'm not joking, Geno.
I know.
You're gonna see a news report that say Detroit woman arrested for administering
COVID-19 vaccine. Hey, listen, I got you. If I don't have all the bail money, I got at least 5 on it, like the song. I got 5 on it. Woo. Oh, geez.
You gonna need a lot more than 5. Well, I'm getting ready to stab some people with some Pfizer like you would not believe.
We'll set up the GoFundMe. So, like I said, I may not have it all, but I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. We get this.
Don't worry about me, Geno. I'm old and I didn't have my life. I'm gonna sit in jail, me and R. Kelly, and I'm just gonna chill out.
No. I need you on the show. Can't it? No. We're not gonna have you. No, we ain't gonna have you there. No. We want you on this damn it. We gonna get you. I'll start the damn GoFundMe page if I have to. I'll be like, look, I got 5 on y'all. I need some help. I need my co-host for Friday. I can't do the show without her. So come on, help a brother, help a sister out.
Listen, if you can help, do all you can for me, because I'm just telling y'all, I'm coming. And if you don't have your vaccine, you better roll down your sleeves, put on them big thick coats, because if I see a arm with some skin, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Oh, good man. I'm gonna go enjoy. You talking about dropping the mic? You just dropped the mic on that one. Go enjoy your week. Get your week.
See you next week, Geno.
Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. No, that would be asking too much. I'm like, next
what?
week, you done gave me an idea, Key. You can count.
What?
Next
you gonna help me?
Yeah. Next Friday, you can kind of give us a sneak preview
of my
Nurse Ratched.
Oh. Okay, maybe I think about it. I pray about it.
You know how you know how you and I work together. So you know how we would produce the radio show in real time. We could actually be on the air, and then this would be a good idea. We should do this. So we're producing the show in real time.
I'm praying about
it. Next Friday. Yeah, you pray about it.
Because I don't know if I want people to know what I'm going to look like.
Okay, that's fair.
Because then...
Well, you gave us the visual. You've given us the visual.
Well, that's the visual. You're not going to know how it's really going to look.
Well, we know.
It's going to be scarier than this.
The one and only Keela Carson, ladies and gentlemen. We love you. We love you.
I love you too, G.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you.
You too.
We'll see you. Now I'm really amped. I can't wait till next Friday. Now I want to, because I know what y'all don't know. See, I know Key, and Key will. See, she won't tell me. She'll get me because you good for this. She's done this to me before, not Nurse Ratched, but I won't even know. And Key will hit me with the bam. I'll be like, she's like, I didn't tell you. I wanted to surprise you. See, I know how you get down.
Stand by.
Say, stay tuned. Tune in.
That's right.
Thank you, Key. You know your mother said she loved you, so.
Love you, Mom.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks. Keela Carson, that is my girl. She's too funny. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Show. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Please share this in every episode. Copy the link, copy and paste the link. You can tag people's social media page with this and every episode and like every episode. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He's on Instagram, Kelby Cutting Up, Kelby LBECUTTINUP. Also, shout out to Alexandria Jones and Bruce Gage, the official wardrobe consultants and stylists for the Geno Jones Show. Alexandria Jones, you can check her out on Instagram. Underscores, that line at the bottom. So, right like that, little line down at the bottom. Underscore Lexi, LEXXIE, space, one space over, Nicole, NICOLE Designs, or Alexandria Jones, ALEXANDRIA. And Bruce Gage is on Instagram. Just search his name, Bruce Gage, GAGE. All right. I love each and every one of you. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Anybody that I miss is having a birthday. If you're having a birthday, just have a very happy, healthy, and fabulous birthday. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is coming to you Monday afternoon, evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Once again, please tell everybody you know, your kinfolk, your co-workers, your friends, your family, your neighbors, folks you don't even like, aliens, I don't give a damn. Tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show. It is simply, Tina Turner had a song, simply the best. It is the best. It's the best show in town, any town, because you know, we're global. YouTube, we are like global, y'all. I got to get out of here. I'm going to get my weekend started. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And just one more thing, and I want to close. You know what? Fridays, I always like to close, give you some music. So my friend Larry D, former lead singer for the Bar-Kays, I'll call him Unc Larry. So Larry D has got a brand new video called Just We. I want to close the show with that video. But one last thing before we go to Larry D's video, Just We. As always, I like to say, please, everybody, you and yours, be blessed. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend once again. It's time for Just We.
Sunshine turns to bad weather, they turn and run. But with you that'll never be the case. That won't be the story of us. Now everything ain't been all rainbows, but never broke our love. We've come so far from where we used to be. It's no longer just just we. Could you ever have dreamed this is where we would be? There's no longer a you and me. Now it's just we.
Been together for so long that we know each other's ups and downs. Finishing each other's sentences before they come out. Look at what we started together. Baby, look at where we at now. Can't believe it all began with a can I take you out? We've come so far from where we used to be. It's no longer just you and me. Now it's just we. Could you ever have dreamed this is where we would be? It's no longer just you and me. Now it's just we.
I'm the paint and you're the canvas.
You're the leaves and I'm the branches.
There is no me without you and vice versa. This one's for the lovers that never left one one another. Through the good, the bad, the happy and the sad. They never left your side, they stay.
Oh, this one's for the lovers that never left one another. Through the good and the bad and the happy and sad, they never left your side, they stay.
We've come so far from where we used to be. Girl, it's no longer just you and me. Now it's just me. We never have dreamed this is where we would be. It's no longer just you and me. Now it's just we. We've come so far from where we used to be. It's no longer just you and me. Now it's just we.
Just we.
You and me, girl.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.